Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Thursday afternoon just before Friday, and I'm just checking in on you. Just checking in on you, seeing how you're doing. You having a good week? Are you enjoying yourself? I hope you're having a good fucking week. I hope it's going better than my week. I don't know if fuck it. I'll get right into it. Unfortunately, a great comedian, great friend, just one of the best people I ever met, passed away yesterday, Charlie Murphy. And can't fucking believe it, man. Really cannot believe it. I hadn't talked to him in about a year, and I had no idea that he was sick to that level. So I think it's still hitting me, man. It's unbelievable. I'm so sick of fucking hilarious, great people dying. I was actually talking with a friend of mine the other day. I was just like, dude, do hacks ever die? Like, when was the last time somebody who truly sucked at stand-up comedy died? It's fucking unbelievable. What do hacks eat? If I had the fucking money, I swear to God, I'd get to, man, maybe what's funny? I actually realized halfway through this that I'm still alive. So aren't I kind of shitting on myself? Somebody's got to put together the hack diet, whatever that is. Those motherfuckers live to be like 85, 90. Anyways, another just giant. I mean, you're talking about somebody who, when I met him in 2004, had already lived like 4 lifetimes. He had 4 unbelievable books, from his childhood to his teenage years in early 20s, living in Brooklyn, and all this shit that he did, to going into the Navy, to his brother blowing up, and then him getting out of the Navy and working security on the tour, and then morphing into like a screenwriter, an actor, and then he gets on the Chappelle show. Just was sitting around, as was told to me, just telling these stories of, back in the day, hanging out with everyone from Prince to Rick James. You've seen all those things. Stories about Whitney Houston. He just, Sugar Ray Leonard, O.J. Simpson. He just, like, that sketch, which to this day, I'm telling you, I think is the greatest sketch of all time. The Charlie Murphy True Hollywood Story about Rick James. And I remember him telling me afterwards, I was just like, dude, how true is that shit? And he goes, well, yeah, obviously we exaggerate. Like, he didn't, when he hit me in the head, I didn't have a unity, thing on my head. But he's like, yeah, he did. They were like in the back of the limo or something. And, Rick just kind of he was trying to be like friendly, but it was like, and he kind of hit Charlie like hard enough in the head that I guess Eddie and his friends were waiting for Charlie to react because they knew how Charlie was. And Charlie kind of got mind fucked for half a second, thinking like, I'd stomp the shit out of anybody who did this to me, but it's Rick James. And it kind of took him like an hour before he was like, fuck this. And, obviously didn't kick him up on a dresser, but he did fucking rough him up a little bit in the back room. And then when his security came in, he did bring him over to the window and say that he was going to throw him out if they came anywhere near him. So, yeah, man, it's just really a sad day. And that guy was and he was such a great guy. I told you guys this story before. He saved my fucking ass one time. I was trying to get in shape, right? As always, as I always am. I was living in New York City, and I started going down to Gleason's gym out in Brooklyn, because I didn't want to get all fucking, I was Billy Ree Swank is, I believe, what I was calling myself, or they were giving me shit because I just went down there in an actor-performer kind of way to get in boxing shape without ever fucking, getting my head kicked in. So when I told Charlie that I was going down to Gleason's gym, he goes, I just remember going, oh, yeah? Okay, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. He goes, you're going to be over there for about 6 weeks. And out of nowhere, he goes, some dude's going to come up to you and start telling you, be like, how long you been boxing for? Really? Oh, man, you nice, man. You're nice. We got to spar sometime. He goes, he's going to amp you all up to get you into the ring so he can try out a bunch of shit that he does that he's not dumb enough to try out on a professional boxer, and he's going to beat the fuck out of you. And I was just like, and he just started laughing at me. I'm like, yeah, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out. Dude, I'm telling you, it was like whatever time he said, 3 weeks or 6 weeks, it was like right on the nose. I'm sitting there, on the heavy bag, like the comedian / sometimes actor I am, hitting the bag like, poo, 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 right? And this black dude shredded comes over. He's like, yo, man. He goes, how long you been boxing for? It was almost like Charlie's head was on the guy's head. He said the exact same thing. Oh, man, you nice, man. You ought to get in the fucking ring and all this shit. And I just started laughing. I was like, I'm a fucking comedian. I'm horrific. I'm not getting in there so you can try out all your new shit on me. And the guy just started laughing, threw his head back, laughed, and then walked away. And it was so weird. I was like, that guy was going to beat the fuck out of me. So then I told it to Charlie, thinking that he would be amazed that, like, dude, I called it. What the fuck did I say? And he was just like, yeah, he's like, I told you. He did that like a million times. Like he just had this, I don't know. He had like this fucking sixth sense. And I tell you some of those other stories, the OJ one and the Whitney one, but I just feel like those were his stories to tell. And if he wanted to share them, he would have. But, so I can only tell you the ones. I remember when we were on that Chappelle Show tour, it was me, Donnell, Ashy Larry, and him. And Charlie was the guy who actually showed me that you could write a new hour of material in 2 months because I saw him do it. Because he blew up, on the second season with that Rick James story. And Donnell came up with the idea for the tour. He was like, yo, son, we should go out on tour, blah, blah, blah. So, we'll have Bill open up. We'll bring you out. Charlie, you can host it. And then Donnell would close. And I think Charlie maybe did. This is the fucking balls this guy had. I think he did maybe 6 shows before we did our first show. And I believe it was Dayton, Ohio. And we didn't even have an agent, and Donnell booked the thing. And so we went out there. I was like the only white guy in the room, in the theater. And we went out there, and Charlie hosts, and he went out and just went, Charlie Murphy, I'm Rick James, bitch, or something like that. Place went fucking nuts. He told like 2 more jokes, brought me out, and everybody's looking at me like, who the fuck is this guy? Is this one of the writers? Is this one of the creators? Is this the agent on the tour? Nobody had any idea who the fuck I was. So I did my bullshit. Charlie came out, told another couple of jokes, and then Donnell closed the show. Everybody had a great time. And afterwards, we went into the back room. Okay, now we're in the green room, and there's like 20 people in there, and we don't know anybody. Once again, I'm the only white dude in there. Me, Donnell, and Charlie are sitting at this table. And all of a sudden, these 2 guys come up. Or was it one guy? I can't remember. And just had like a fucking bag of cash from that night's gig. And he had it all banded up and just threw it on the table. And it all spilled out. And it was just sitting there. And I was sitting there like, what the fuck? And Donnell and Charlie didn't move. So I didn't move. And I was just sitting there as the white dude like going, I guess this is how black people pay each other. They have 20 complete strangers in the fucking room, drinking and partying, and then just a bunch of cash. I felt like we robbed a bank or something. So we sat there, I swear to God, for at least one more Mobb Deep song or whatever the fuck was playing at that time. The thong song, I can't remember what era it was. And finally, I forget, it was either Donnell or Charlie just sort of casually sat up and just took the money, put it in the bag, and then put it down by their side, which made me relax a little bit more. And I was just like, I was sitting there going like, I don't think I'm ready for this fucking tour. This is not the way you get paid at the Funny Bone. So we stayed there maybe for like another half hour. And then we finally go up to leave. And we're just walking out, and you're just feeling eyeballs on us because we got this big bag. It's just cash. And we go out, and we get into the fucking, they had rented this fucking limo for us. We got in the car, and the second the car doors closed and we start driving away, Donnell just goes, yo, what the fuck? And Charlie was just freaking out. And I was just like, just the epiphany that they were actually freaking out too. And I had no idea. You'd never know looking at their face. I'm sure everybody in the room knew that I was fucking uncomfortable. And suffice to say, after that, we got ourselves an agent. And we got paid by check after that. It was just us in the room. And that was that infamous tour where they would always make fun. That's where that joke came from. You know, this motherfucker got 5 shirts. That's where that one came from, because they always made fun of my clothes. And there was that time when I was hungover and I just didn't want to get in the car and deal with this shit. And they had taught me about the itis, which was basically when you eat like a food that's rich in flavor but low in fucking nutrition. You end up taking a quick cat nap because your body literally has to shut everything else down to figure out how to digest what you just put in your stomach. So I was standing outside this hotel, hungover as hell, and I just, oh my God, we were doing that. It used to be it was the Chicago Zanies, and then you do Mount Vernon, and then St. Charles. It was this 3-gig run through northern Illinois. I forget where we go. We just done Zanies, and got too drunk. I had a fucking headache, and I'm walking out trying to get fresh air going, I got to deal with these 2 fucking assholes all the way up to this club. It's a 2-hour drive. They're nonstop going to be fucking hammering me. I looked down the street, and there was a Popeyes. And I just remember them telling me about the itis, and I said, fuck this. And I went down there. I got a bucket of chicken, biscuits with mashed potatoes, gravy, all of that shit. And I brought it into the fucking limo. I was like, hey, guys, I got some food. They're like, oh, great. You know, and they dug in, they started eating, and I didn't have one piece of it. And I swear to God, within 20 minutes, they were both asleep. And they slept the entire fucking ride. I basically poisoned them. Temporary poisoned them. And it worked like a goddamn charm. And I don't know. I had to say something about Charlie. It's still too sad to really get into the feelings of all this. But he truly was not only one of the most amazing just lives of anybody ever lived. He just was truly one of the best guys that I ever met in this business. So all right, that's it. No getting emotional on the podcast. Okay, so let's get back to the rest of this stuff here. The fucking Bruins. Finally, the first time all year, we beat the Ottawa Senators. All right? Beat them when it counts. Like, I didn't even realize they beat us all 4 times this year. Well, congratulations, Ottawa, capital of Canada. You know? But unfortunately, your 4-game winning streak came to an end right when it counted. You know what the weirdest part of that game was? Was listening to loud Ottawa Senator fans. You know, you know something? I used to think that their fans were just lame, but the real reason is Ottawa is just like Washington, D.C. You know, it's the capital. So there's a bunch of people from all over the fucking country. So there's a bunch of Canuck fans, Flames, Oiler fans, all that bullshit. They're sitting there. They don't give a fuck about the Senators, you know. So it's not the people of Ottawa. They're great people. They got a little fucking river that they freeze over. You skate to work. There's nothing. I mean, it's like a fucking fantasy land up there. It's one of my favorite cities. I actually like it. For some reason, they say, Ottawa, the city that fun forgot. Well, you know what? I always have a great time when I go there. And what a fucking great game, though. Ottawa played great. I by no means think that victory means that we're going to win the series. I think, you know, it's 2-1. I feel like the whole series is going to kind of go like that, and it's going to get even... not even chippy. I think it might get a little ugly. Brad Marchand, back from his suspension, doing what he does, scoring big goals in big games. Hey, Nia, come here. I didn't know that Brad Marchand, where are you? I never heard this nickname. Brad Marchand, they call him Nose Face Killer. And I thought I was being so original when I called that guy on Fuck That's Delicious, because he sounds like Ghostface Killer. I called him Pot Roast Pot roast face killer? Is that what it was?
Pot roast face killer. Yeah.
Here I am on my hack. Look at that. Parallel thinking. Parallel thought. There you go. Is that what it's called? Why do you know it more than I do? Is that what's said behind my back?
No. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. The Bruins won.
I haven't been on the podcast in a while.
No, you haven't. Why don't you grab a mic? Grab a microphone and come on in. Here, I'll hit pause. All right, we're back. I got the microphone and everything like that. The lovely Nia.
Hello.
How the hell you been?
I know. Long time no podcast.
No podcast. No, I don't think you've really been on that much since we had the little princess here.
That's right.
Who's sitting here. You know what's funny is because, her hair's still short and everything, and all of our friends had boys, and they just gave us all their clothes. Everyone keeps thinking it's a boy. And she just came in now. She's got a little shirt on that is like a classic, that looks like a 1955 Chevy pickup truck on it. So
yeah, so everyone thinks that she is a boy, but that's okay. She will not be defined by her gender. Right?
Yeah, she will. Put her in a dress, for God's sakes.
I like the little boy clothes, though. I think they're so cute.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't care either way, You look good to me there, kiddo.
Yeah, she doesn't have to be, like, all frilly and princess-looking. I'm not really into that anyway.
What are you saying?
So, what do you mean?
Well, at some point, you got to put her in some girls' clothes, right?
Yeah, I have plenty of girls' clothes for her.
Okay, you're scaring me there, okay?
Why? Why? Why are you scared?
Well, I mean, at some point, you can't say ever walking around in, Pete Carroll Dockers and stuff,
Well, no, we're not going to do that.
Okay.
But, I think...
Because she's daddy's little girl.
But I think little girls look cute in, little boy clothes. Like the little tomboy look, I think that's cute.
Hey, you know what? As long as she has clothes on and her diaper's clean at this point, I'm happy.
Right.
I really don't care what it is.
Exactly. But no,
so
has plenty of... She wore a cute little dress on Easter, remember?
Oh, yes, she did. I remember when she went to go see...
Not Easter, when she went to the Easter Bunny.
So the Easter Bunny, yeah. It's not like we go to church or anything like that. We're heathens. Oh, by the way, Nia, did I tell you about that great band I saw the other night?
Oh, you mean the one with Dave Elich?
Yeah, the guy I've been taking drum lessons from, one of the best drummers in the world right now.
Shout out to Dave Elich.
That's right. He plays drums in this band called The Night Game, and they have a new single out. If you want to check it out, it's on iTunes. It's called The Outfield. And I saw them play like a quick half-hour set the other night right over at Capitol Records, right across the street from that. Remember when I walked over and then had my issue?
Have you talked about your issue?
No.
Your issue?
I've been doing cardio like a madman.
Maybe some readers can tweet you some advice about this.
I had been doing cardio like a madman with Jordan shorts on, and I don't know what happened. My ball, one of them was just... I just did too much walking in one day, and I had a little chafing issue on one side of the old bag there. And it did not affect my enjoyment of the band, because I walked it's like a 2-mile walk over there or something, right? What are you doing? You looking at me or you looking at her? 2 miles over and then 2 miles back. And that after I'd already done an hour of cardio. So the next day, I was walking like I rode a horse for 6 weeks straight. But anyways, I went over and I saw this show. And they have a singer, Martin Johnson, amazing singer. And then 2 killer guitarists. I hope they say these names right. Kieran J. There you go. Kalilin. Max Bernstein, and then they had a guy sitting in on bass, Andrew Perusi. And, dude, they sounded fucking amazing. It's really poppy type stuff, but the level of musicianship, how great they all sounded live. Definitely check it out. Once again, it's called, the name of the band is The Night Game, and the single is The Outfield, and that is out right now. So.
Can we talk about your chafed balls?
Huh? Oh, it's done. I was one and done. It was one day of uncomfortableness.
Oh, you're okay now?
Oh, yeah, I'm good. I'm good to go.
Because I was suggesting that Bill get Gold Bomb's medicated powder, because I just felt like that was just something that you just dust on your balls a little bit.
He kept saying, when those great chefs put the powdered sugar on top.
Yeah, the confection sugar on it.
You do that little... on it. No, I think
dust
that's
your balls a little bit to keep
But
them.
that's not for chafing.
It's not? It's
No,
not.
that's...
But I thought
that's for people who have itchy balls. If you have itchy balls...
And they're sweaty, and so therefore it's like kind of like a...
It's a culture, like you're going to make bread, but it's your balls.
Ew. Bread balls.
That's disgusting. No, this is just... chafing. You know what I mean? Gary Chafee. All right. She's chiming in here. The third mic. Anyways.
He thinks it's funny.
Anyways, yeah. So that is over. This is going to be difficult. You know, we got the third. I don't know.
Well, this is why people ask me why, on Twitter, like, we haven't been on the podcast in a while, because I have to watch her.
Yeah.
And look how happy she is. She's such a happy baby.
I'm actually psyched that she's really chill. That's what people keep saying. She's a really relaxed, happy baby, which is unbelievable considering she lives with me.
Sure.
And I've been going really hard with the whole trying to be chill, right? You're doing a good job. Oh,
going really hard with the chilling.
Yeah.
You always got to take it to the extreme.
I know. And you said to me the other day, have you been meditating lately? That's when I know I'm getting a little up to the little precipice there.
Precipice?
Yeah. So I got to handle that type of stuff. So, hey, the Celtics got the number one seed.
The number one what?
Number one seed in the East. So we get to play seed, S-E-E-D,
seed.
like what I put in you to have that baby. Except this is like, yes, that's a good point. The Bulls are going to definitely be tough. We're not trying to look past them. And it just was a great night as far as considering the tragedy of yesterday. The Bruins win, the Habs lose.
Wait, but tell me what a seed is again.
Just like, they'll have whatever. If there's 10 teams, you're just ranked. I'm the number one seed, means you have the best record.
Why do they use the word seed?
You know what? I don't know. I hope I'm saying that right. It's not. Is it? Yeah, the number one seed. Yeah, I don't know why they call it that. Is what is it, position? What do you want to call it? So then when you get to the playoffs, you're rewarded for having the best record, where number one gets to play the lowest person that just made the playoffs. Mm-hmm. So you get to kind of go an easier way to go through the playoffs. And it kind of makes it so when you get to the later rounds that the best teams are playing and the stakes are even higher.
Okay.
This is to go to the NBA final.
Gotcha.
This is to go to the, this is to win the whole damn thing. Except in hockey. Hockey, of course, they do everything weird where, for whatever reason, like Pittsburgh has to play the Blue Jackets. And I would have thought that, the Capitals, I would have thought they would have got Toronto. I don't know. I don't get how they do it over there. But that's definitely hockey. But we won. We won the shit. And sorry, I'm all distracted today. I have to read some advertising. There's anything you want to give me shit about? My balls are better than... It was only one of them.
Good. Well, I mean, I'm glad you used what I gave you for them.
And I'm also like I'm like a plane, you know what I mean? Like one of those big jet planes. They can lose one engine and still fly. So I'm fine.
Gotcha.
Just letting you know.
Why was it only the one ball?
I don't know why.
Is one ball bigger than the other? Is that why it's like rubbing a little bit more?
No.
Is it like how, women,
you know what
sometimes you have your boobs are different sizes?
No, it probably has more to be with my awful posture, my back being fucked up and one shoulder in front of the other one. I'm just a mess. From all this years of hanging onto the anger and not stretching, I'm just a twisted up mess. But I tell you, I have been stretching. I've been going to a chiropractor and a masseuse regularly for almost like a year. And had I not done that, God knows what would have happened. I probably would have lost a nut.
I still want to know I still need to know, because I asked you and you weren't sure, what a jock strap is used for.
Jock strap
it's not the same as a cup. A cup is protecting.
It holds all your junk, but it just has no consideration whatsoever for your ass. I've never understood them. It's sort of the male thong, and if you don't want like guy underwear lines, I don't know why your ass is all the way out.
Really?
I don't know what it is. I don't know what the purpose.
It's for sports, though. It's called a jock strap. It's for jocks.
Well, let's look it up. Let's have this on my search engine. What's the deal?
What's the deal with jock straps?
Why jock straps?
Yeah.
All right. A jock strap is also known as a jock, jockstrap, strap, supporter, or athletic supporter. It is an undergarment for supporting the male genitalia during cycling, sports, or other vigorous physical activity.
Oh, it's a sports bra for your penis.
Yeah, for your junk.
So it doesn't flop all over the place.
Yeah. But evidently you don't mind if your ass is hanging out. And now commonly worn as everyday underwear. Fashion jock straps appear in a variety of colors.
Do they?
Yes, they do. Well, now you got to go image, Nia. Here you go. You want to look at some designer jock straps?
I actually really do. Let's see.
Oh, there you go.
Wow.
There's one for you.
That's a great ass on that guy.
Oh, my God. Oh, that was like reverse Victoria's Secret. That was fucking horrible. All right. There's your answer.
He had a nice ass.
Yeah,
but I think you have to have a nice ass if you're going to model those things, right?
Yeah, it's like if
nobody wants to look at,
the same way a woman with the flat ass and a thong is one of the worst things you could ever see.
Yeah, you need a little.
You literally see.
In the bag.
Like it doesn't disappear. You can see the whole. You can see the whole thing. Exactly. That's right, all the way to the front. Okay, well, I got to do some sort of. I got to do a little reading out loud, and I don't want my daughter to know how dumb I am. So if you guys, I'm not kicking you out, but I'm just saying, if you want to block your earmuffs here.
You read to her all the time. You read great.
I actually do a good job with those books.
Yeah.
But,
You also ad-lib throughout the entire book, kind of like the way you do advertising.
Yeah.
You don't
like
just read her the story.
Ducklings was like this weird thing where the duck's like an absentee father. He has like 6 kids with her. He's like, all right, taking off, going to Boston Common. I'll meet you over there. He's like, I trust you. You're a good mother. And she's just like, yeah, well, I am. She did everything but say, yeah, this is where I belong. I mean, granted, the book was written in like the 30s or the 40s. And then the Little Mermaid.
Yeah, the Little Mermaid you were.
Yeah, that whole thing was weird. It's like she looks up love at first sight with the prince. Yeah, he's got his own effing boat. Can't curse when she's here. I probably already did, though.
You did.
Huh?
That's okay.
That's all right. Nice little cutie pie girl cursing. I think is hilarious. That warms my heart. No. All right. Upside, everybody. Okay, here's some advertising. Sorry. Okay. Hey, guys. I discovered something really big. I'm going to tell you, I have no idea what this is, so I haven't discovered anything. I'm just reading this shit. The best new way for you to buy travel. It's called Upside.com. Here's why I love it, even though I've never seen it, and why everyone I tell loves it. Every time you buy a trip at Upside, you save a ton of money, and they give you an Amazon gift card worth $100, $200, even $300 every time. That makes no sense. How would they make any money? Like a plane ticket costs $300. You get $100 back? What are you, flying People's Express? You on the old value jet there? The way they do it is really clever. Upside bundles your flights and hotels together for one low price. Bundle prices saves money. Oh, that's how they do it. Especially, they're giving you the secret formula, especially on business travel. So Upside gives you free Amazon gift cards. I'm telling you, if you're a frequent business traveler, your company saves a ton of money, and you can get thousands a year just for buying your air and hotel together at Upside. Plus, oh God, this is so long. You still get all of your miles. Jesus Christ. These guys are giving the whole thing away. You'd be crazy not to check out Upside.com if you're shopping the business for business or personal travel. It takes just 3 months to see how much you save by buying your flights and hotels together at one low price. I can't believe it's taken this long for someone to do it, evidently. Possibly discuss speaking with Jay Walker here. I don't know who that is. And check out what I've arranged for you. Use my name, Burr, B-U-R-R, and you're guaranteed to get at least $200 Amazon gift card for your first trip. My name, Burr, B-U-R-R, gets you at least $200, in case you didn't hear that 2 seconds ago. An Amazon gift card for free. How can you not do it? It's a no-brainer. Save big on travel and get big gifts. Sorry, they capitalized those. Big gift card every trip. Upside.com. Minimum purchase required. See the site for complete details. I got to tell you, that almost sounds too good to be true. Why would they give you all of that and get you on the plane? Who's behind that, Nia?
I don't know.
Is it ISIS?
I don't think so.
All right, MeUndies. Oh, you gotta get it out of here for the song.
Why?
ears. Do me undies, wearing a nice jock strap. Do me undies. Your balls are fine, but your ass gets the clap. 'Cause it's hanging out for the whole world to see. They never see your junk unless you have to pee. Buy some undies. Your balls are nice in a nice velvet rope. It's like, you know what it is? It's like when you're wearing a jock strap, it's like your junk is in VIP and your ass is on the dance floor. Just looking in like,
I love it.
hey man, can I get in there and pop some bottles? All right, MeUndies. Elevate your underwear game to the next level with MeUndies. You've perfected your wardrobe, but what about this stuff not everybody gets to see? If you've been settling for store-bought underwear 5-packs that a child put in there at 3 a.m. in Honduras, I have something that will change your life for the better. MeUndies. What's the first thing you put on and the last thing you take off? It's your underwear, unless you're Matthew McConaughey. Make your most important piece of clothing the best it can be with MeUndies. What is MeUndies? What in God's name is it? Oh, just seriously soft, feel-good undies delivered right to your door. MeUndies are designed in L.A., Louisiana, Los Angeles, nobody knows, and made from sustainably sourced modal, a fabric 3 times softer than cotton, allegedly. MeUndies softer than soft luxury undies come in an ever-changing selection of classic colors, bold shapes, and adventurous patterns, so you can tailor your undies to your own personal style. Hey, MeUndies, why don't you make, let's see your take on the jock strap with your modal, your micro modal. Just tickle in the taint. And guess what? You can save time and money each month with a monthly subscription. I mean, if you're not ready for a subscription, that's okay. You can still save. Relax. That's because MeUndies is offering you 20% off your first pair. Just use our special URL, MeUndies.com/Burr, and get 20% off your first pair. So go ahead, revamp your underwear drawer. You deserve it. Once again, that's MeUndies.com/Burr, MeUndies.com/Burr. All right, Jesus Christ. 2 more to go. Hey, Nia, have you ever heard of LegalZoom?
I have.
Well, good.
You're on the Monday morning podcast.
Oh, that was wonderful. Number 1, reliability. More than 1 million people have already trusted LegalZoom to help start their business and corporations, LLCs, nonprofits, DBAs, and more. Use LegalZoom to get started the right way. Number 2, experience. You can count on LegalZoom for all the details. They've been helping all types of business owners for over 15 years. They're not afraid. You walk in, hey, another jackass with 2 arms, put them in a shirt, go ahead. What's your deal? They'll handle it. Number 3, helpful support like a jock strap. They have the right people standing by, ready for your question, all based in the U.S. America, making it great again. Number 4, how many are there? Legal advice. LegalZoom isn't a law firm, but they have a network of independent attorneys. Oh, like Better Call Saul. Old Joe DeRosa crushing it on the first episode. They can review supplier contracts, help with your employment laws, and advise you on many of the hurdles that pop up when you're running a business. And finally, number 5, no surprises. LegalZoom provides complete transparency with upfront pricing, customer reviews, and a satisfaction guarantee. Check out LegalZoom today to see how they can make life better for you and your business. And don't forget to enter Burr at checkout to save even more. LegalZoom.com. And lastly, but not leastly, hey, sweetie, you might want some of these, huh? Huh? You know, she's got this new, she's already figured out how to make the pout face to try to manipulate me to pick her up. And you know what? God damn it works every time. All right. DSTL jeans. Delta, Sierra, Tango, Lima, jeans. Great jeans they don't have to be complicated. Where's the zipper? If you're not into crazy stitching, diamonds and embedded studs, you're not alone. I know they're taking a shot at True Religion jeans.
Are they still in business? No, they are. They must be. True Religion.
Yeah, they're still in business at like the local kiddie parks. Those are dad jeans now.
Right.
They're all baggy and shit and all that. Like,
nobody wears those anymore.
Nobody wears them. It's over. There was only
boot cut.
There's only 2 people I knew that bought those in my circle.
Rich Voss and
Bobby Kelly. Both of them. They're into those disco clothes.
Designer jeans.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of them had their name in Diamels on the back of his ass. I swear to God he did. I think Rich Voss in the back of his True Religion jeans had first white guy on Def Jam. and genuine Diamels.
Was he the first white guy on Def Jam? Or you just
That's what was on his headshot when I first met him.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And it was a picture of him doing Def Jam.
Oh, there you go.
That's right. To show you.
Making history, breaking barriers.
That's right.
Richard Voss.
This is one small step for a white man, one giant leap for all white men comedians.
Oh, I miss Rich Voss.
I don't. I hope you hear this, Rich. Go fuck yourself. He's not going to hear it. He's out on a golf course. Rich Voss has been like officially retired the way he's been living since I met him.
He lives the good life.
He golfs more than Trump. By the way, I love that Trump is just golfing his ass off. It's the greatest thing ever. You just show you how like that job is not that big a deal.
Clearly not to him.
Oh, what are you talking about? You don't think Obama was playing highlight? He played some nerd sport.
Highlight?
Yeah.
Obama played basketball.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
He shot one free throw every election. Everybody's like, oh, my God, he hit it. Stop acting like he'd cross somebody over. All right, Distilled, pronounced distilled, offers luxury-grade denim at an affordable price. Jeans that would normally cost you hundreds, DSTLD has started at just $75. They utilize the same fabrics, factories, and wash houses as the best-known brands and designers while skipping the markups and the middlemen. The result, I was going to say, hey, you little kids, get out of here. We'll put them together. The result, pure, unadulterated denim without the retail runaround. Just go to distilled.com, spelled DSTLD.com, and see where minimalist design meets maximum comfort. It's not like you're trying to sell me a condo. They guarantee the fit, timeshare. They'll ship them to you for free. That's what a jock strap is.
Wow.
It's like a timeshare for your junk, except your ass never gets in the house. They guarantee the fit. They'll ship them to you for free and give you free returns until you find the perfect pair. DSTLD, Distilled, has been featured in Forbes, Times, and TechCrunch, as well as on denim-clad celebrities in GQ and Vogue. What, Jay Leno? Who's a denim-clad celebrity that you know? John Travolta during Urban Cowboy?
Denim-clad celebrities?
Yeah.
Like they wear denim all the time?
They're cladded in it.
Clad.
Distilled is the only place in the U.S. you can get this quality of denim for this price point. You can find their amazing selections of outerwear, leather jackets, T-shirts, and more using the same principles of high-grade materials at low-end costs. All of a sudden, I got the hiccups. Even celebrities are wearing Distilled. I've got a pair, named the jean style, and the fit is perfect. You know what? I can't fit in them yet.
Really? I thought you did.
Maybe I did when they first gave them. Then I went up to $1.90 when we went over to Europe, and I was smoking cigars and eating pasta. So
those jeans look nice, though. I love those jeans on you.
Oh, they look even better folded up on my shelf. I'm down to 176.
There you go.
Yeah, I was 184 a couple weeks back. I'm down 8 pounds. Very proud of myself. Even celebrity. Distilled is your answer to elevated style without elevated prices. Just go to distilled.com/Burr right now and get 10% off your first pair. That's distilled.com, DSTLD.com/Burr for 10% off right now. Nia, do it. Let me hear you.
Delta, Sierra, Tango, Lima, Delta.
Nice. .com/Burr. All right. Look at that. 38 minutes went by just like that. So that is the podcast. One last shout out. I got to tell you, Wheeler Walker Jr. Remember that guy? I can't say it. FUB was his song. I know I've already dropped the F-bomb, but I'm trying people. All right. He has a new album coming out. Wheeler Walker Jr.'s new album. Old Wheeler is coming out June 2nd and can be purchased now on Amazon. Pre-purchase, sorry. On Amazon and on iTunes.
That's my birthday.
What is?
June 2nd. Really?
What?
When is his album coming out?
June 2nd.
That's my birthday.
I always forget. I always either think it's the first, the second, or the third.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Is that true?
You're not that important to me.
Oh, my God. But you know what? I used to think your birthday was on the 8th.
But we're not good with dates.
No, we're not. We don't do anniversaries. We're terrible.
When's our... Don't tell these people, but can you name our wedding anniversary? I always get confused.
So do I. It's fine if we tell them.
No.
Okay.
Something has to be for... I was like, no, Something has to be for us.
Scary. Well, we never show pictures from it.
So you don't know.
I do. It's either.
Does it start with a 1 or a 2?
It starts with a 2. But I don't know what the second number is.
This is great because now I can never get in trouble. You'll be like, you're on the road on our anniversary? It's like, what did you look it up? You don't even know when it is.
I'm fairly certain that I know it.
Yeah, that's it.
Do you know it?
I had to think about it the other day.
Obviously, we know the month. But
yeah, we got that going.
Right.
How does this relationship work?
I don't know, but it's been going for 13 years, so obviously we're doing something right. And we have this one.
Well, you skated away from that really quickly.
Yes, I did.
Yes, let's not try to analyze this. Let's not pull any
That's right.
sticks out of the popsicle house here. So what's going on today? Am I watching her at all?
Yes.
When? When?
Well, you're especially watching her later today while I get my eyelashes done.
All right. Cool. You want to watch some playoff hockey? The Blackhawks are playing tonight.
There you go.
Huh? No?
And also while I take a shower and try to feel human.
Okay, cool. All right. All right, that's it. All right, that's the podcast for this Thursday. Have a great weekend. And that's it. Once again, check out all the stuff I told you to check out that I now don't have in front of me. Dave Elitch's band. What the hell did I say? The Nightlife? Why am I the worst? Night Game. Night Game, Wheeler Walker Jr.'s new album. And was that it? Huh? Okay, that's
it.
They get it. We have a baby. And yeah, that's it. That would be the podcast. I will check. No, not checking you. I'll talk to you on Monday. Have a great weekend. You C notes. I can't say it. She's here. She's here. Could you get out of the room, please?
So you can deliver your tagline?
So I can deliver my tagline?
Oh, okay.
All right, there they go. The two beautiful ladies. All right, have a great weekend, you cunts.
Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it is the Monday morning podcast for Wednesday, April 15th. That's when I'm recording this anyways. And a buddy of mine tomorrow is going to help me upload this fucking thing onto my computer and then onto the Gcast thing. And hopefully they did it. And if they did, you're actually listening to it, you know? And this is my new recording device. How does it sound, huh? You like this? You like it? Does it sound good? It's stereo, motherfuckers. Finally, after years of you people bitching at me about the sound of my cell phone and, you know, the tapping of my computer and all that type of shit, I am 90% there to having a really great sounding podcast. I'm going all out. You know, I'm getting a microphone. This thing has the ability that you can actually stick a cord in there, have a microphone, and I'll be able to walk around like Mike Douglas when I do these. And I think it's just going to help the quality all the way around. I hope it sounds good. I hope that, you know, I listened back to a couple of these. You can literally hear the echo in my room. Because that's the way I live my life. Very sparsely furnished apartment, you know. Yeah, that's how I live my life. I throw shit out all the fucking time. You know, you ever see like these people, by the time they're 60 years old, you know, they're fucking sleeping on their roof because every time they went to a baseball game and it was headband day, they just took it, you know. You know, you don't have to take that shit. I always just say I don't want it. And they look at me like, what do you mean you don't want it? I'm like, I don't like clutter. You know? I don't need a fucking Baltimore Ravens towel to wave in the fucking air. I don't. You know, maybe I'll take it and I'll jerk off in the Super 8 later on. Oh, Bill, why? Why? You know? It was so family friendly right up until that moment. No, I'm just saying I don't have a lot of stuff. You know? But the stuff I have is quality, and it means something to me. I've noticed something about myself. Anytime I say anything kind of sensitive, I have to say it in a gay accent to mask the fact that I feel uncomfortable opening up. You know? So anyways, let's get on with this. This is the Monday Morning Podcast. I do one of these every single week, unless there's a little sort of glitch with my host, which is the first time it's ever happened. So just bear with me and just go with this, I do one of these every week. I think I've earned the right to say that. All right? And I answer people's questions. People send me their list of overrated, underrated. They ask me for advice for some God knows reason. And lately people have been sending me stories about revenge. But here's a new topic that I guess this guy was trying to say I introduced, and I kind of dropped the ball on it. But I don't know. This is pretty good. He's talking about songs that annoy him, which are basically any top 40 songs, just songs you hear all the time. And or maybe like I think the topic he was talking about was annoying things in sports, and I brought up how at the Red Sox home games they play Sweet Caroline, I believe during the 7th inning stretch. That's how much I hate that song. I'm a huge Red Sox fan, and I don't even know when they play it. I believe that's when they do it. I just turn the channel. I can't handle it. And you know, I know I'm from there, and shouldn't be trashing Red Sox fans, but I don't give a shit. But if you go to Fenway Park and you start singing along to that song with your arm around your girlfriend, and you all look up in the air and you go, bum, 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 you're a fucking embarrassment. You're a fucking embarrassment. Stop doing that. Isn't it bad enough that we have a mascot now for the Red Sox? You know what I mean? Maybe it's because I don't have any fucking kids, but, you know, can we be men? You know? Is that like against the rules now? Do you know a long time ago, I might have talked about this before, but a long time ago, back in the day, I want to say it was in the 70s. This is why the internet's great, because you can look this up. I swear to God, they tried to have a mascot. Okay? It was called the Fenway Freak. I swear to God this is true. And the thing lasted about 3 days. 3 days and one trip out into the bleachers. And I don't know who that poor bastard was that was inside that fucking suit. But he got pelted mercilessly with any... Now, that's back in the day when it was bat day. You actually got a bat. You got a full-size fucking bat. They wiped out a whole acre of rainforest for every fucking row of people. And this guy got the shit kicked out. You know, I don't know if he got beat up, but he, you know... It was definitely expressed that we don't need a fucking mascot, you know? And this is back in the day, too, when a foul ball came into the stands, you didn't give it to a kid. You stepped on a kid to give yourself another foot of height so you could steal it from some other fucking guy. That's how it worked, you know? But now, you know, we got to give it to a kid. Fuck the kid. Give it to a kid. Did he pay for his ticket? Is he paid for parking? Hasn't he gotten enough? You know, you ever realize how lucky you are as a kid? You ever think about that shit when you were like... Remember that when you were like 6 years old? You just had no money. You went outside to play with no ID, no money, no keys to the house, just empty pockets. And you just fucking went outside and somehow, you know, it all worked out. Try doing that as an adult. Walk out of your house without your keys, identity, or any sort of fucking money. And I challenge you to walk around the block away from where you live without collapsing in a full panic attack. These fucking kids, they don't know how good they got it. And they're going to get a foul ball on top of it. Fuck you. God damn it, I hate that. I don't know. I don't know if I hate kids or I hate their parents. I don't know what it is. I like kids. You know what I like? I saw a kid the other day, this toddler. You know what's funny about toddlers? You know, when they're like 2 years old, is, you know, parents always have them like running around shirtless. They always have like that little beer belly. It's the funniest fucking I cannot not laugh when I see that shit, because what I love is they're so like not even self-conscious. Anybody who has a gut always sucks it in, but when you're 2 years old, you don't give a fuck. You just walk around. They look like little truck drivers. I just think this shit's hilarious. So anyways, what am I talking about? So this dude was basically talking about, just talk about, you know, the new topic maybe is things that annoy you in sports. And for me, I mean, I picked on my own team. And I also, I think I mentioned, I can't tell if this guy was bringing it up or if I had mentioned it before, but I'll give him credit and agree with him, is when they have that old cop come in and he sings God Bless America in Yankee Stadium. Like, I've never wanted to throw a toaster through a flat screen more when he gets up there and he does that whole long beginning. There's a blah, and it just fucking goes on for like 19 minutes. It's just the worst. Yeah, I don't know. I hate that whole thing. I also hate how the Yankees play New York, New York, whether they win or lose. It just seems bizarre to me, and it was really funny the night when the Red Sox finally beat them and hung the biggest choke in professional sports history around their fucking necks. And the second it's over, the Red Sox are jumping all over their field, and they're playing that fucking song. Ba, 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 da, da. Start spreading the news. As everybody walks up teary-eyed. I don't know, maybe it's a tradition. I have no idea. But speaking of which, ESPN recently did top 25 chokes of all time, and the Yankees of 2004 were nowhere on the list. They had like Greg Norman. I was really surprised by that. But I guess it's because, when you dominate an entire century, eventually you're going to have a bad year. So I kind of understood it. And, of course, the Red Sox made the list. I think we were numbers 7 through 18. I think we were the top. We had the top 11 fucking chokes of all time. But anyway, speaking of that, did anybody watch the Masters? I actually played 9 holes of golf, a par 3, and I've never given a shit about golf. I never kept score. I used to sneak into a private golf course when I was a kid with my buddy during the wintertime, when it was no snow on the ground, and we would play golf, but it was more like polo, It wasn't a stroke thing. It was more like who could get the ball in the hole first. So there was a lot of, standing in front of somebody off to the side as they were shooting and you were shooting too, and he fucking slices it and it hits you in your back. That kind of shit. And then you play like 5 holes and then you don't give a fuck, and then you just start trying to drive golf balls at the building next to the golf course. We played golf like that. So anyways, long story short, I actually had a good time on this par 3 course, and I actually parred one of the holes, and I started to be like, man, I think I might want to play this fucking game. So I go, fuck it, I'll watch the Masters. I'll see what's going on. I bet a little money with my good friend Keith Robinson, who he's part of my I think he made the first row of my top 9,000 friends. And he's a man of African descent. So, I'm sick of them talking about Tiger Woods and how fucking great he is and all this shit. So I call up Keith and I tell him that, you know what, I'm willing to bet against Tiger. I'm willing to put my money on a fucking white man to beat the Tiger Woods, So he goes, I'll take it. I bet $20. I picked Phil Mickelson, and I beat that motherfucker by 1 stroke. So anyway, I get totally into this Masters, and I'm watching the end of it thinking it's going to be this very cool thing. It was the most unsatisfying winning of a championship I've ever experienced as a fan. Because the guy, Kenny Perry, 48 years old, he had the fucking thing won. Okay? He birdies 16. He's up by 2 strokes with 2 holes to go. He bogeys the 17th, bogeys the 18th, and then loses a 2-round playoff. It was one of the saddest things I've ever seen. And it's like, what I really realize is golf is the worst sport to choke in, because you choke in anything else. Let's take the Red Sox. The ball goes through Buckner's leg. How long did that take? Like what? Like fucking 2.5 seconds? Dude, this guy, Kenny Perry, choked for like 90 minutes. An hour and a half on national television, slicing it, hooking it, going into the trap in front of his whole fucking family. They're showing his family, they're dying a slow death. His fucking wife couldn't even look at him at the end of it. It was fucking horrible. I actually woke up the next day thinking about it, going, God, if he just chose a different club. I don't know. If you're a Kenny Perry fan, or, I feel real bad for that guy. It was one of the worst fucking things I've ever seen in my life. So I don't think I'm ever going to watch golf again. I'm done with it. Although I might start playing it and thus complete the circle of being a white man. You know, isn't that what I'm supposed to do? Cross my legs with penny loafers and start pontificating like I know how shit works as I wait to tee off? Isn't that what I'm supposed to be doing? You know? Certainly by the time I'm 50, dressed like I'm in a Three Stooges sketch. I love how they always do it, dressed like they're in the 1920s, and they wear one of those Black Panther berets, but it has a pom-pom on it. All right, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Let's get back to this kid's list. This kid made a list of his top 8, which I love. People do a top 5, top 3, top 10. Who does a top 8? I'll tell you who. This motherfucker. He's doing his top 8 songs that just he never needs to hear again. He basically said, if I were all powerful, I would begin by outlawing these things, which I think is a great new topic, another new topic, okay? Not only do you got the things that annoy you in sports, how about what if you were a dictator and you could make laws? What would you outlaw? And this kid's just going with music, all right? Number 8, he said Sweet Caroline, as I just went off on. Number 7, Hotel California. He goes, I don't give a shit where you're living it up, you overrated pansy. He's got a lot of anger towards all these artists. Hotel California, can we admit that song never needs to be played again? Piano Man, horrific song. Horrific song. You know what's the worst part of the song is I think it's in 3/4, isn't it? Sing us a song, you're a piano man. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. And everybody starts fucking rocking back and forth like they're at Oktoberfest. That's the fucking... You know what's a great moment in a bar? And I swear to God, it's right out of a Benny Hill sketch. You ever see somebody with a beer in their hand and they check to see what time it is and their watch is on the same hand? It's never not funny. I saw a guy, we were drinking after an LA Kings game. And you know, like when you go to make a point, like, you know, what the fuck? And you kind of throw your hands out to the side. He did that with a full beer in his hand and literally just threw like... It looked like a lake of beer onto this table where there was like, you know, 3 women sitting at, which made it even funnier, you know what I mean? Because they're all just like, well, I never. Anyways, let's continue here. Number 5, Living on a Prayer. Absolutely. I would say the entire Bon Jovi catalog, other than that Wanted song. That's a guilty pleasure. It's on my fucking iPod. I'm not apologizing for it. And I actually learned how to play the beginning on the guitar. And it made me happy. I'm such a fucking loser. All right. Number 4, Sweet Home Alabama. That's still one that's on the fence. It's such a good fucking song. But yeah, they've really played the hell out of it. And I love how, I think somebody rapped over that. I think I talked about this before. Some rapper rapped to that sample, and it's been in a couple of movies. And I noticed black people kind of start bobbing their heads when that song comes on. And if you're black, you should really look up the lyrics to that song. And I don't think you'd be bobbing your head. You'd probably be shaking it. All right. Number 3, Mustang Sally. Yeah, that song's for, like, cougar chicks to start fucking shaking their dusty muffs to. You know, as they grind up on some fucking 20-year-old kid who really wants to bang you because he's got some sort of weird issue with older women because his mother didn't stick around. That whole cougar scene is just the creepiest. It's every bit as creepy as the 50-year-old guy dating the fucking 18-year-old chick. That whole daddy thing going on, it's really... It's creepy, but I'm not going to lie to you. If I was 50 and single and I could... how low would you go? You ever think about that? Like right now, I'm 40, going to be 41 in June. 25. 25 is my cutoff. Maybe 24 if she listened to jazz. You seem mature. Yeah. All I know is you can't be in college. I remember one time when I was 35, I hooked up with a 21-year-old, and in the process of, air quotes here, seducing her, I actually said, so what's your major? And I almost pulled the plug right there. But fortunately, my dick was running things at that point, and I was able to see the mission through. All right, number 2, Brown Eyed Girl. I don't mind that song, Van Morrison. You know, maybe it's... Is that Van Morrison? You're my brown-eyed girl. Do you remember when... Oh, yeah, you know, that's one of those songs that everyone sings in a bar and it just makes you hate humanity. I'll give you that one. And his number one song is American Pie. Oh, yeah. That's a song that's, like, really dramatic for no reason. Even though I know they're singing about the Big Bopper and Richie Valens and Buddy Holly all dying, this wasn't the guy to do the song. He just really slow and... You know, Madonna did a cover of that song. Talk about, you know, two horrific worlds colliding. I'll tell you this, if I could pick my top, I'll just give you my top three. Number 3 is the entire Beyonce catalog, and that includes all of her work with Destiny's Child. I think she's a beautiful woman. She's a great dancer, but she cannot sing. I think she's singing too high. And then it's just, those fucking... I haven't heard hooks like that since the last time J-Lo had a fucking album out. Remember that song she had out and they just kept playing that saxophone over and over again? And you just wanted to fucking smash a glass into the person next to you? Like, they like punish you with the music. That's what, like, Beyonce songs are like. I don't get it. Like, Beyonce, sing as high as you can and then sing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. If you like it in your bed, put a ring on it. 20 minutes later. Ugh. All her beauty goes down the fucking drain the second she starts singing. Jesus, I'm in a mood. So all her entire catalog, anything by Kiss, and I'm going to pause here to let everybody be like, oh, Jesus Christ, Kiss, come on, man, this guy's Detroit Rock City. It all sucks. It's horrific. And you can take fucking Bob Seger with them. There's a lot of bad white music coming out of Detroit. I'm telling you. And the number one would be Thin Lizzy, The Boys Are Back in Town. And there should be like a contest. Like, just see how long you can listen to that song. It's like they're just singing about this group of douchebags that just like thinks they're badasses, I guess, you know. Haven't I talked about this before? I can't even fucking remember. I've done so many of these podcasts. They got the boys are back in town. They got that whole, if the boys want to fight, you better let them. Really? Or else what? You know? Man, when that chick slapped Johnny in the face, man, we fell about the place. You know? Like everyone's just sitting around this town waiting for these fucking douchebags to show back up. You know, come back into town, you know. Oh, fuck, the boys are back in town. Hide the women. These fucking nerds are back in town, and if they want to fight, you better let them. Whoever wrote that song should seriously consider killing themselves. You know? It's right up there with Woodrow Wilson pushing through the Federal Reserve Act. That's number one, and number 2 is whoever wrote The Boys Are Back in Town. That's how I see that shit. All right, so let's move on here. Let's get on with the podcast. What do we got here? All right, this here is not really a revenge story. This is actually, dare I say, kind of clever, what this guy did to fuck somebody over. This is what he did. He took a... I don't know a lot of this computer stuff, so I'm going to try to read this slowly. And God knows, we all know I suck at reading out loud at this point. All right. He says, basically what I did was I took a screen capture of my friend's desktop when he left his computer unattended. Which basically means he took a picture of the guy's desktop. I guess he didn't have anything on the screen. He just took a picture of it. He goes, I then hid all his desktop icons and set the background as the screen capture I just took. So basically, it looks like all the folders and icons are still there, but they're not. So when the dude comes back, he will be clicking till his fucking mouse starts smoking, and nothing will happen. I mean, come on, man. You got to give this guy an A for effort. That's pretty, I think that's kind of ingenious. So anyways, I guess this is how it plays out. He goes, I waited for the guy to return to see his reaction. He goes, I stood off in the distance like a fucking stalker. He goes, at first, I could see the really confused look on his face, but it very quickly turned to frustration and then anger. He began mumbling shit like, this fucking piece of shit. And it escalated to him pretty much yelling and saying, I'm going to smash this motherfucker. He goes, I couldn't believe it. He was pounding the keyboard and slamming the mouse. I was laughing so hard that snot was coming out of my nose. So the dude concluded that he had a virus, so he took the computer to the IT department. They figured it out in 5 minutes and told him he's an asshole. What do you think? Did I do good, or am I the douchebag of the week? Nah, dude, you did great. That's fucking hilarious. That's a great idea. I wish I knew something about computers. I would try that on somebody. I'd try that on my girlfriend. That's the kind of guy I am. No, you're not a douche, dude. That's, I don't know if you came up with that, but that's pretty ingenious. So I give you a thumbs up on that one, and everybody at work, go ahead. Go try that on your boss. No, don't do it to your boss, because someone will end up ratting you out. And eventually, even if they didn't rat you out, they could figure out that you were the one who did it, because you would be doing that. You know that laughing you did in school when you were a kid, you weren't allowed to laugh, and you would hold your nose, so you'd start making those duck noises? That usually gives away that you're the one who fucking did it. All right. Let's get on with revenge stories. Before I get on with the revenge stories, some woman was letting me know why females are better at revenge than guys. And she wrote a pretty interesting thing here. She says, because I guess I was asking on my podcast a couple weeks ago, how come is revenge only a guy thing? How come I'm not hearing from women? And believe me, if you hear the stories this week, I really opened the floodgates, because the women, the ladies, they came in strong this week. So before I read all the women revenge stories here, this woman, here's a little preamble setup she gives me. She goes, Bill, you've only read one revenge story from a female, and I'll tell you why. Guys are idiotic and deal with anger so stupidly. Is stupidly a word? Isn't it guys are idiotic and they deal with their anger in a stupid way? I don't know. I'm too fucking stupid to know, but that would be hilarious if stupidly is not a word, because you just made yourself look like an ass. And if you didn't, I apologize. Let me continue. Fucking up someone's car is pathetic. This kind of revenge is temporary. Doing something like that will just make someone think of you as a cocksucking jackass, and then they'll move on with their lives. Women can and will remember minute details and situations that guys will forget. When we know how someone works, we know how to use it against them. Physical is temporary, psychological is permanent. Women can do the most damage with the least effort. We don't aim to screw someone over or to do something to piss someone off. We aim for resentment. Resentment is much more powerful because it places you in a higher status. And when someone resents you, it's most likely that you have something that they don't, and that you are just better than them in some way. So my point is that lashing out at someone is stupid. It only makes you feel better and doesn't really have or accomplish much long-time effect on the other. All right, now I want to tell you something, you guys. That paragraph right there is why I've never gotten married, because I realize that women have that, they got that in them. You know that expression, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned? That's the deal. It's this weird thing that when they're dating you and they want to know everything about you, it's this odd thing where half of it is so they can love the whole you, and the other half is like it's collateral. In case the thing goes bad, they have all this fucked up information that they can use against you. So, I don't know. That was pretty chilling to read that. And I don't agree with her definition of resentment, saying that it means that you have something that they don't, or that you are just better than them in some way. I think they resent you because you fucked them over. Not because you drive a better car. Right? I don't know. Why don't I shut the fuck up and read the first revenge story? All right, this is all from women this week, and I got to tell you something. They really, really take it to the next level, and yeah. All right, let's just get on with this. All right, and this one I'm not going to tell the street There's a couple of names and street names in here. I don't want to get anybody in trouble, so here we go. Bill, this story is actually not mine, but I was a participant. You know what? I'm going to say the names because I'm not going to try to fucking remember fake names. I'm just not going to say the name of the street. All right. Right after I graduated from college, I moved to, okay, I can't say that. My roommates were still college students, and sometimes their friends, which were also my friends, we all went to the same college. They'd stay over. One of our friends, Jess, who still lived in the dorm, was having problems with her roommate, Gail. Her roommate knew she had an eating disorder and was spreading rumors about her, writing things on her mirror like, "You're fat." We let Jess stay at our apartment, and we started to plot revenge. One of the things we did was crank call Gail. So in case you got lost in that, I guess Jess is the anorexic one, and Gail is the cunt. All right? Okay, let's continue on. One of the things we did was crank call Gail. We used the voice from my roommate's Mac computer and typed out some evil shit. This definitely made Jess feel better, and I guess inspired her to pull the ultimate revenge. Jess was a teen model before she went to college. This is the anorexic girl. While in college, she worked at a high-scale salon on something street. Shortly after we crank called Gail, Jess ran into Gail's boyfriend after work. According to Jess, she brought Gail's boyfriend back to their dorm room, fucked him in Gail's bed, and then called Gail right after to tell her all the details. Jess ended up staying in our apartment the rest of the semester and bought us a $200 bottle of champagne to celebrate the act of revenge. At the time, I thought Gail got what she deserved, but in hindsight, it made me realize that women are evil, manipulative bitches. Yes, many women hate being called fat, but it never ceases to amaze me that what women will do to other women to get back at them. Wow. You know what I mean? They take it to that level. I don't know who deserved what in that story, but I think the real winner is Gail's boyfriend. You know, you ever wonder that? If you're a guy, you ever wonder if any girl was fucking you out of revenge just to get somebody back, you know? I don't think that's ever happened to me. I don't live that exciting a life, but I can't imagine. What do you say as the guy? Is she sitting there banging you? Yeah, that'll show her. Flip over, and I'll bust it on your face. You really taught her a lesson. Hey, anytime you want to teach her a lesson again, just let me know. I'm really down with you. I understand your point here, and I think you're very justified. You know what really drive the point home is if you let me bang you again. You know, and if you really want to get the ultimate revenge, you'd let me put it in your ass. You know, I'm just throwing these ideas out there. I mean, this is your world. You know, I'm just here to help. Okay, so that's revenge story number one. And I can see, you know what it is? It's not that she fucked the girl's boyfriend. It's that she called her up and told her about it. You know, that's one of the advantages of women is for the most part, they don't have to worry about the other woman coming over and just beating the shit out of her. Because as a guy, if you ever tried to get back at another guy and you banged his girlfriend, you'd never call the dude. Because I don't even care if you could beat the guy in a fight on a normal basis. You know what I'm saying? The level of anger that he would have, I think he'd still win. Right? Does that make any sense? All right, let me plow ahead. Jesus, we're already up to 31 minutes. Let me get through these here. All right. Hey, Bill. Here's my story of revenge. Everybody knows that women hate other women, and I have a great story about women's revenge. I was roommates with two other women in college. One was very average looking, and one was very beautiful. The type of beautiful that makes all the other girls around her hate her. She got whatever she wanted throughout her life because of it. Guys, money, grades, you name it. And she was a bitch. She used everyone around her and was never said no to. So I was casually dating a guy and brought him back to my house, and both my roommates were there. We hung out with them for a while, and everything was cool. I didn't notice anything unusual. A few weeks later, I hear from a mutual friend that my roommate, I guess the hot one, was out with my guy. After seriously interrogating my guy, he finally spills his guts and tells me the truth. I would have loved to have seen that. Guys are the worst liars ever. No, I wasn't doing anything. Fucking 12 seconds later, all right, you got me. I was fucking her. Anyways, he goes, the hot girl had bumped into her boyfriend on campus one day, and I guess they hit it off and started seeing each other behind my back. Naturally, I dump his ass, but I'm so much more pissed at her. I kind of read that weird, so it's her boyfriend. Okay, so anyways, I come up with a brilliant plan to get my revenge on her and enlisted my other roommates for help. She agrees because all average girls secretly hate pretty girls. This is really eye-opening about the psycho inner worlds of women. This is like an HBO undercover. So anyways, here's that revenge. We had an advantage because the hot girl, she drank a lot and would get ripped almost every other night. And I mean really, really ripped. We'd wait until so one night, we waited until she got loaded one night, and it was the most wasted I have ever seen her. It was like all the stars were in line for our plan. She had beautiful, long, corn silk hair. Uh-oh, here we go. Here we go. She had beautiful, long, corn silk hair. It was straight off the ass of a golden retriever. I bought 2 boxes of black hair dye, and after she passes out, we start in. I really wanted to make a statement, so I part her hair down the middle and only dye half of her head. Jesus Christ. After I start, I turn into this crazy dye-hungry freak. I couldn't stop myself. I started dyeing any part of her body that I could find. I did her eyebrows, the peach fuzz on her chin and lip, her fingers, and her arms. I'm embarrassed to say that we even dyed a lightning bolt in her pubic hair. The funny part was that she kept waking up telling us to leave her alone, but we kept going. Jesus, this sounds like a fucking date rape story. It's just that it's women, so I guess, is it still funny? Anybody else getting creeped out here? Let's continue here. Of course, we were too lazy to wash it out, so we just go to sleep and leave the black hair dye on our roommate for about 7 hours. I wake up the next day to her in a towel. Her hair was soaking wet, and she was beating the shit out of me with a shampoo bottle. It was fucking hysterical. The dye had stained her skin along with her hair, so she had dark brown patches all over her face and body. She looked like the bastard child of Cruella de Vil and Richard Grieco. I don't know who that is. I was so proud of my work. You would think that I got my revenge, but this is a story about her revenge on me. This is a fucking long one here. It's a plot twist. She actually called the cops, and they fucking came and arrested my roommate and me. The evidence was stacked against us because our hands and arms were also stained with black hair dye. Her bed, where the crime was committed, was covered in black dye. It looked like an octopus had been raped in there. She tried to charge us with sexual assault, pubic hair lightning bolt. Yeah, you pull somebody's pants down and start dyeing their genitals, or at least the area, yeah, you're going to get in trouble. So anyways, after spending all day in the police station, we were finally let out and the charges were dropped. But when we got back to the house, we were greeted by campus security, and our parents were there too. Trying to explain to your dad why you dyed some other girl's pubic hair, not fun. The fucking bitch got us kicked out of the house and we were put on strict probation. It was a big deal. We literally almost got kicked out of school. The worst part was when we were moving out of the house about a week later, she shows up with my ex-boyfriend and she looks amazing. She had dyed the rest of her hair black and cut it in this cute short bob style and waxed off all the body hair. She was as beautiful as ever. And then she writes in capital letters, cunt. I felt like such an ass, like there was no way to get back at this bitch. I guess my life isn't over, so someday I will get her back. I'll make sure to fill you in. Okay. Well, I know you haven't asked my advice, but I think you should just let that one go there, sweetheart. I think, sometimes you just got to say fuck it. Isn't that unbelievable? I mean, reverse that, and if you did that as a guy, If you did that same thing as a guy, you would literally be in a prison shower right now with half a mop handle trying to fight off 5 rapists. But if, you have a vagina, you just get kicked out of your house. It's fucking incredible. I used to do a bit about that shit, how having a vagina just keeps you out of jail. Like you ever see when a mob boss gets arrested? They never take the wife. She doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Oh, I just thought he was a baker. I thought he was really, really good at making cookies, and that's why I had 20 furs and lived in a mansion. You knew what the fuck he was doing, And you spent all that blood money, and you don't end up fucking going to jail. It's there's something about it. They just don't. Remember that movie Monsters Ball? Not Monsters Ball. Monster. Where they literally turned a serial killer into this sympathetic fucking person. I just, Yeah, you had a rough childhood, You got molested. What, who didn't? Go write some fucking jokes. You don't get a gun and start shooting fucking people. And if you do, you go to jail. That movie was the worst fucking movie ever with those cartoon male characters that they had in that. Did you remember that part where she goes in to apply for the law office job or something? She comes in there looking like this strung out hooker, and somehow she's not ushered right out of the fucking office. She actually gets in to the lawyer's office, and he's just like, let me tell you something, you fucking skank. He's like this over the top. I really hated that fucking movie. And I hate when beautiful actresses don't wear makeup and then everybody falls all over themselves and talks about how brave it is. It was so brave. It was so brave. All right, let's continue on here. All right, let me read the last one here. Bill, for the past 2 weeks, I have made my girlfriend listen to your podcast. Incidentally, she loves it. This past week, she told me about how she got revenge on her ex-boyfriend. Oh, this one is brutal. And it's very, there's no fat on this one. This one's great because she doesn't get caught. There's nothing. I don't want to ruin it here, but just listen to this. After their messy breakup, she logged onto their shared JetBlue account. They're going out, evidently they're taking trips, so they got this JetBlue account, and evidently they both had the password. So she logs onto it, and she saw that the douchebag and his new girlfriend had booked a vacation. Well, on the morning of their scheduled trip, she logged on and canceled the flight. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that must have been for them? Anyways, she never saw any activity on the account again. I thought that this was pretty funny. A lot more subtler than keying someone's car like a little bitch. And whatever, that other moron... Wait, I'm reading this wrong. And whatever that other moron girl did on the other week's podcast. Wow, man, that is dirty pool right there. If the guy cheated on you, yeah, I can see that. But if you just had a messy breakup, that's vindictive. It's fucked up. A lot of these things are really fucked up. That dyeing that girl's pubic hair, that's really, you need a hobby at that point. All right, why don't I stop judging people? I asked for your fucking revenge stories, and now I'm judging you. All right, whatever. Let's get to overrated, underrated. Overrated, karaoke. Hate it. Terrible songs sung by people who can't sing, which are usually fat chicks and gay guys. And the off chance that you and your drunk friends find yourself at a karaoke bar singing 80s hair metal songs, there's always those douchebags that interrupt the fun with a serious gay country song. You know what I love about this guy? He says karaoke's overrated, like people actually love it. Okay? Then he says that it sucks, and then in the middle of it, he admits doing it. But evidently, when he and his douchebag friends go up there and sing 80s hair metal songs, that's totally fine, But when someone comes up to sing a country song, they're gay. Dude, I hate to tell you this, but you're part of the fucking problem. Actually, you know what? Actually, if you sing an 80s hair metal song in a karaoke thing, I'm going to laugh my ass off, and I like that better. Just as long as someone doesn't go, what are the fucking tunes those chicks always end up singing? What is that song that guy sings about losing his virginity? That Oh What a Night. That song, Late December back in 63. For some reason, women love that fucking song. And there's just nothing worse than the female voice, like 12 of them all singing in a really high voice. It's like a car alarm going off. All right. I think we're done for the week. Are we? What are we up to? 42 minutes. All right. Ask Bill. Is this podcast petering out here? I think I'm doing too much reading and not telling enough stories. All right, let's read this one here. Okay, Bill, I'm almost 26, and a bunch of my friends still love going to the clubs at night and on weekends. Now, I'm not sure that if I'm getting too old for it or if I just can't stand people, but I absolutely hate going to these places. I know as a guy I'm supposed to go in there and get girls, but I just can't take it anymore. No matter which place it is, it always feels like you should get a mandatory penicillin shot when you leave because a group of sweaty, skanky people crammed into a room grinding to crappy techno music is just disgusting. That combined with the guys with the Sonic the Hedgehog haircut just drives me crazy, especially when they're the ones getting all the girls. Is it me, or are these places truly horrific? And at what stage, at what age were you officially the old fuck at the club? All right, dude, no, you're being too hard on yourself. First of all, you're only 26 years old. You're in the prime of your life. You should be going out, talking to women. You're just doing it in a bar that's not you. You know what I mean? Like, basically, everybody's a douchebag, okay? But you got to hang out with the same kind of douchebag so you feel comfortable. You know what I mean? Like me, I'm a loner, psycho douchebag. So I used to hang out in dive bars. And who the fuck am I kidding? I don't think I ever picked up a girl in a bar. I always met them at gyms. I met them on the subway a lot in New York. I meet them when they're not ready, you know? Like, women don't have their guard up sometimes. Like, on the train, they have their guard up to get mugged, not to be hit on, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I just felt like, you know, I never did well in those singles bars. Like, you know, it's almost like as a comedian, someone goes, you're a comedian. All right, say something funny. It's just like you've ruined the moment. So I would still go out. Just find, you know, find the right place to hang out. You can't hang it up at 26. Unless you live in the middle of Kansas, then you might as well fucking read a Bible and knock up some broad and have 8 kids and vote for a fucking retard over and over again for 8 fucking years. Okay, that was a little mean. All right, question of the week. Bill, I was wondering how you handle 2 shows in one night. I was part of the late crowd tonight and you killed. Was it the same scenario in the earlier show? Were the jokes that bombed in the earlier show? Were there jokes in the earlier show that bombed that you skipped on the second show? No. You know, if it bombed, I'm too stubborn. I'm going to keep doing it. But doing 2 shows in one night, I try to switch it up. You know, I just don't want the wait staff and everybody to know exactly how my act's going to go, because that's a big thing on the second show. And you're three days into your weekend gig, if you see like the waitresses smiling and stuff and laughing as they're bringing drinks over to the table, that's like one of the best compliments you can get, because nobody sees more comedy or listens to more comedy than comedy club waitresses. Because as a comedian, if I see a comic and I don't like what he's doing, I can walk out of the room. But as a waitress, you got to keep going back in, you know. And so if you can get the, you know, so they get jaded really quickly as far as like what's funny to them. So I don't even know if I answered your question, but no, I don't really. I know what I'm going to start with, and I know what I'm going to finish with. I don't really know what's going to be in the middle, but I definitely switch up the jokes just so I don't feel like that Groundhog Day thing where everything's the same. So all right, there's that. All right, Bill, I've been listening to your podcast and I watched you perform, because it's nice to hear someone use the word cunt every 5 minutes. You don't seem to curse as much when you're performing, but you're getting to be like some of the other dirty comics out there on your podcast. I think it's quite hilarious how you use the word to describe anyone that's pissing you off though unnecessary most of the time. In addition, Oh, wait a minute. I already read this, didn't I? This lady asked me about St. Patrick's Day. That was from Cleveland. I already read that. All right. So I guess that is the end of the podcast for this week. Please give me the feedback. What you think about the new stereo sound? I know I need to make some adjustments. I know I might have been too close to it a couple of times. And I know that there's like an echo in the room now. And I'll put some empty eggshell crates on the fucking side of my walls, but whatever. So that's the deal. Just to let you know, my upcoming gigs, I'm going to be at Iowa State this weekend, April 18th, and that is a private show. That show is only for the students of Iowa State. You need a student ID to get into the show. Or, if you kind of look young and you have a baseball cap, maybe you can sneak your way in. But you didn't hear that from me. The following weekend, I'm going to be at the Funny Bone in Columbus. And the weekend after that, I'm going to be at Caroline's in New York City. Young Joe DeRosa will be opening for me on both of those shows. And then if you'll notice on my website, I had to blow out a number of dates. Tempe, Ireland, Cleveland, and Atlanta are all being rescheduled. And I can't really tell you why as of yet. I'm going to leave you hanging. How do you like that? Huh? Like one of those old fucking Batman and Robins. When they're stuck in a machine and they're going to fucking die and you got to wait till next week. Yeah, I can't really tell you. I can't tell you for a minute. I kind of, something may or may not be going on and I needed to free up my schedule. And at some point, actually in June, I'll be able to let you know. So, that's the deal. That's the Monday Morning Podcast. And if you like this, the device I'm using is the Olympus LS10. This fucking thing is, it's pretty incredible. And I'm going to have my own mic next week. And me and Joe DeRosa are going to be continuing our Uninformed show as a podcast on the myspace.com/uninformed radio. And we're going to be using this device with a couple of microphones. And I think we're going to be doing an episode next week. And we're going to put it up there, and it's going to sound lovely, and that's it. And now I feel like I'm boring you. So that's it, everybody. Thanks for listening. And please keep the questions coming. And feel free to keep sending me, things from past topics. And if you want to do them for the new ones, songs, your top 8 songs that annoy you, and shit in sports that bugs you. All right, that's it. Everybody have a good week.